that reality, no matter how hard it is.
Yeah.
And I think now living a key, it's not like I didn't try IT.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried my hand. I tried my hand in hardware, and nilikuwa nasugua hizo computers zile second hand and marketing them.
Yeah.
You know, and at least I knew how to install softwares and everything, like to just working in the hardware space. And then I went to another company that was doing software development back then. I even used to go and do support. Actually, those were my funnest moments when I could train clients. Like I would feel nice taking them through. But now when it comes to the coding part and the technical things, I realized, I don't enjoy this. I also tried my hand in graphic design. And I was like, guy, I'm a perfectionist. I don't get anything done by the end of the evening.
Yeah, by the time
sometimes
deadlines.
you just have a creativity lag. You cannot think, you cannot create. And so I just came to face my reality that by the IT, I think we are in a struggling relationship. I passed in school, but I'm not passing in life.
Yeah.
And then again, I was not thriving. I was not making progress. I was feeling like I'm stagnant. By the time I faced my reality, I was actually an assistant accountant.
Okay. IT accountant. Sasa.
I was actually an assistant accountant kwa Muhindi. Yeah.
Na sasa ulifika huko saa ngapi?
See, of course, my IT, because I will now be able to reconcile stuff.
Yes.
I could create for them basic Excel systems. Just offset materials, because I was dealing with reconciling BQs with the dispatch notes.
Oh.
To just make sure.
Okay, I see how why you landed there.
I've done serious things mathematically in my life. And so one day I think I saw an advert for UN for Gazeti, and I was like, you know what, I'm joining this class. First of all, I was earning 10K.
Yeah. You are ambitious. Class ya nini tena?
See, sasa kwenda kufanya degree.
Wow.
One of the things I appreciated is that by practicing offline, by this time I've come to a place where I know what I want.
Yeah.
I know what I'm good at. I understand my strengths. I understand, what I'm passionate about in terms of helping people. So I knew I wanted to do religion because I'm interested in what people believe. I wanted to do psychology because I'm interested in people's thoughts.
Yes, and their minds.
Then I'm interested in sociology because I'm interested in people's interactions.
And when you think about it, you've always loved social work anyway.
I've always loved social work. Like I wanted to do something with a social connotation. But still now psychology was a great adventure for me, and religion a bit. And so I saw this Bachelor of Arts advert, and I was like, you know what, I'm going for this. So what did I do? First of all, me and my 10K. Alafu hiyo mwezi nikaangusha kamera nikakatwa 5K. So first of all, I'm saving for my school fees. I was staying with a friend. I would walk from Inda to Ngara every day.
Wow.
Yeah. There was no money for luxuries like matatu.
Like matatus. And ulikuwa nakulanga nini?
Kulikuwa na nini na samosa ya 10 bob hapo kwa bridge. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa
shikilia.
Inaongeza life. Ama mahindi ya kuchoma.
Oh.
So we would actually cruise. So you had to leave home early. And I used to go for morning devotions. That is actually the other space I got to keep on doing ministry, in PEFA. And then what happened is that time when I decided that, I took an emails directory for Muhindi and I applied to all the NGOs. I was going to the future Wanjiru.
Wow.
Yeah, no more living in the past. And so I applied to all the NGOs. So niko na nini? Diploma ya IT. That is what I'm vouching for.
Yeah.
And I will tell them, I'll revamp your marketing department like you've never known. I've done a certificate in marketing. Maybe I've done so many things. So I got this opportunity. Two NGOs responded. One was in Mombasa, which of course was not the Lord. That was the devil.
Because
And then one was in Westlands. And that was how I jumped off. So I left a 10K job and went for a 6K job.
Wow.
And I joined campus in May 2007. Actually, was it? Inakwanga July.
Yeah.
I think
no, inakuwa September is the start of the academic year.
I joined the September one, and by that time I've jumped off because I used to work in India. It was an up to Saturday 1 p.m. job.
Yeah, I couldn't have handled school.
And I'm leaving work at 5:30. And
so
supposed to be in class at 5 and Saturday the whole day.
Yeah.
And so now by moving I went to APDK, which was such a blessing for me, just being in an environment that I love. Because first of all, it's now a social justice environment.
Kind of environment, yeah.
Yeah, and being there and now starting school, joining the circle, starting saving that 6,000. Like I would live on the minimum. That is how I went through school.
When did you finish school?
I finished school. I actually finished campus within 1.5 years. Let's say 2. Yeah, by 2009 I was graduating in December.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was really determined. I was taking the maximum workload because first of all I didn't want to pay the recurrent charges. Library. Yeah, like there are things you'll keep on paying.
Paying because of the
Yeah, because
another
of how
semester,
long I
another
take,
semester,
another
yeah.
year,
Yeah.
another academic year. So by doing that, by that time, and then because I was doing what I'm passionate about, I think I was very motivated in school. I was looking for opportunities to apply, so I started even going to schools to mentor kids.
Yeah.
Like I would during the evenings or sometimes on weekends, sometimes I'll even take an off or a leave.
Yeah.
To just go and do ministry in schools whenever I get an opportunity. And that is how the mentorship for teenagers now kicked in. Because I used to feel like this is what I would want to do. These are the people I'm concerned about.
Okay. So now, we're coming really close to where we are right now. The Paps I know, now she reconciles with what you're talking about. Because I met you doing therapy. Yeah, you were counseling women. You were very passionate about families. Then you started to go into mentorship and coaching. Yeah, and now we've come until employment. At what point did you feel like, you know what, I need to jump off? I need to trust God. I need to just venture into this new unknown. Let me go teach people. Like, let me go walk with people. When is that transition and what led to it?
Well, let's say God shoved me in there. Yeah, I went in kicking
and screaming.
Yeah, because for me, first of all, I used to have this mindset, you know, you should have a proper job, you fund your things,
yes,
with kazi, and then you are out there doing nothing, you know. So this job security is what kept me postponing for longer. All along I used to know this is what I want to do, but now how or when to start was always a dilemma. And so what happens, first of all, Paps has now finished campus. After that I quit APDK, got an opportunity to go to Switzerland to do ecumenical studies, which was another adventure for me and also a very great eye-opener. And then after that, come back, still get another job. I mean, Kenya maisha ni ngumu. After kazi, that was the mindset I had, the mindset of safety and certainty. And so I got another job, which I did, and I was totally not passionate about. I was doing logistics, and it was just getting on my nerves.
That's why I know
I was underperforming.
How do you even handle repetitive work? You can't. I know you.
I know. And then how can I even handle petty cash? My money used to be eaten by the company money. I don't know what used to happen, but that was just not my strength. And doing logistics, going to count stock take.
You've never been a back-end person, by the way.
Yeah,
and it has to be a people person, somewhere where you're working with people. That's how I know you.
Now, Anjiro, you feel me. And you can imagine we were 3 in Kenyan office.
Wait,
and then
you'll have to talk to people.
So I will ask my boss, do I really have to go to the office? I can't work from home because I'm just wondering, I'm going to open an office and spend the whole day there alone. You know. And so we came to a place where me and my boss were like, you are in a wrong job. But of course there was also the reality, the pay is so good.
Yeah, and bills need to be paid.
Yes. And so one of the things that happened is that God just shut that door. And I remember my boss calling me to his office and he was like, Paps, we are letting you go, but you can appeal. You can appeal and justify why you should stay.
Oh my.
And I was like, no, I'm not going to appeal.
Yeah.
Me and you know that this was a wrong fit. You know. And I remember that time, now I think around 3 weeks later, so of course I was given a notice up to January. That was around April. I was going to work up to June.
Until mid of the year.
Yeah. And so April, May comes, and then what happens? Paps is expected. First of all, Paps is a girl who will not get pregnant if she knew she doesn't have everything together. My duck have to be in a row before we cross the parenting road. Yeah. So of course it was a shock for me. I was, instead of getting surprised, I was actually shocked. Where will I get money for all this? Of course, my husband was still providing, but I think I just used to be this girl that I need to have my own money, you know. And then that pregnancy, by the time I was 12 weeks, complications started. First of all, I had great abdominal pains, and then a scan here and some tests there. Perhaps you have fibroids, you know, and they are this big, and your baby is this small down here. Kobo mtoto atatoka. So I would advise you, the sonographer was very generous with information. Go and terminate this pregnancy, and then you trust God again.
And probably even do surgery to first remove the
Actually,
fibroids.
that was the idea. Yeah, go terminate the pregnancy.
We do surgery, then we try to get pregnant again,
and
with a clean uterus.
Safi.
Yeah.
And I can imagine, first of all, that was the least I expected. Like, I was just imagining I'm dealing with too many transitions already.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell you that when now my contract was going to end, we had to now downsize our lives because my husband was starting a business. Yeah. So we didn't want to exhaust his capital in paying bills. Yeah. So we moved to a
smaller house.
Actually, it was a bigger house, but in a cheaper place.
In a cheaper neighborhood.
Yeah, because where we were living was a premium estate. It was a bit expensive. And so we are now trying to transition. We had transitioned churches a while before, and then now we are transitioning houses. And then now here I am.
Kidogo's pops has no job and is pregnant.
And this pregnancy now is threatened by fibroids. You know, and so now Paps is stuck. And I remember that day kulikuwa na jua too, and I was shivering. No, I was actually shivering when I was going downstairs. I was just feeling like my world has come to an end. And Wanjiru, after that, it was a great journey of battling depression. I actually went for 12 sessions, and I would just go and look at the therapist, and he'll be like, Paps, okay, we are done. So do you want to pray? I'm like, hapana, weambia Mungu penye unamwambia me, I'm so done with him. Yeah, I'm so disappointed. You know, and this was a journey of faith, because after that is when now I decided, when the baby was 5 months pregnant. No, when I was 5 months pregnant, that is when I decided that, you know what, I'll trust God, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And so I started now getting my energies back. I started doing research for this thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, what is the worst that can happen more than this?
Yeah.
And right now, even before I go back to the market and start looking for a job, why don't I just try this thing that I've always wanted to do? If it works,
yeah,
it works.
then it
If
works.
It doesn't work,
That's
fine,
also
at least
okay.
God ataona nilijaribu. You know, and so I started delving my energies into research and into creating content, and of course now getting, you know, form and shape for this thing. That was about it, because now the baby came the following year. You know, despite the threats that this pregnancy will terminate and everything, Crystal made it to 40 weeks.
Yeah. Wow, 40. Like
Imagine,
a full one, eh?
Like full term and mpaka pension, like alikalia mpaka deposit. You know?